Hello everybody, and welcome to my YouTube channel at Arts at the Castle House. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. So today I am planning on sharing my new setup of my plotter Bible. I did buy this back in April, but I've not set it up for two reasons. So first is I wasn't sure what exactly I wanted to use this for, and two, I wanted to find time to be able to record this setup so that I could share it with all of you. Now, that being said, I didn't know what, by saying I didn't know what I wanted to use this for, I am pretty much confirming that I bought this on a whim. A plotter came to Houston back in late April to do a pop-up and a workshop at Dromgool's. And so during this pop-up, I of course couldn't resist buying something from them. So this was my purchase. And I'm gonna go ahead and just take out everything. So you'll see I have lots of goodies in here. I will go ahead and just lay it out here. Okay. I got this pretty bag, which I was so happy for. So let's get that out of the way. And of course, I have the plotter card that they gave me there. On the back, it does say, draw today, shape tomorrow. And it has the plotter logo right there with the contact information. So pretty great. Love this. Definitely keeping this for ephemera. And I'll put that to the side for now. And so what I did buy, and so let me go ahead and start with this here. It comes in this beautiful box. And what I purchased was the US exclusive that is called the Shiranami Leather. So I couldn't resist buying it. Number one, it's a US exclusive, and so the Shiranami leather cover is the one that I got. Currently, I already own two other plotters. I own the A5 plotter in black that I use for everyday work, and I also own the plotter mini as my everyday carry in a navy blue. And so this one, I went ahead and I got the Bible size to get something different. And it comes with this cool little about plotter, so you can kind of see how different ways that you could use it. There's some information here that you can look at and read over, you know, and then of course there's a QR code. Now I did have this opened before this, so it's not an unboxing. I did open it and I'll show you why it's been opened already. So first off, it does come covered in this pretty plotter kind of dust bag. And so, and it does, if you can see this, it does have like the plotter logo, and it says plotter all over the bag, and it has its grid format that it uses on most of its paper. And so here is the plotter Bible in the Shiranami leather, and it is rather, it's just stunning. I just love the color of this. It comes with, the sides are in silver, and I will just tell you that the reason it was opened is because while they were doing the plotter pop-up, they had the option where you could have these corners installed on it, and so I did go ahead and have these corners installed in silver to match the silver on the side. And you can see here on the side it does say plotter, And like I said, it is a stunning color. I mean, this is just so pretty, and it is so smooth. So for those of you who don't know, the Shiranami leather was developed for the Japan Blue Project, which what it does, it pays homage to the history of Japan, the Japanese indigo dye, and the artistic style of the Hakusai's 36 Views of Mount Fuji. And the Shiranami basically translates to white crested waves. And the leather is infused with a very generous amount of white wax, which is what gives it this sort of white blue, kind of a light blue grayish color here. And so it's meant to represent the white crested waves. And so it represents the foam of the waves. And then over time, as you use this more and more, the white wax will start to recede with use. And then just like waves, it will then reveal a hidden indigo dyed blue that's under this. So just the way waves recede and, into the ocean, this white wax will recede, and then there will be a beautiful indigo blue underneath this. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and kind of open this with you. And I will put this to the side. And so I did go ahead and start with a couple of things when I was at the workshop, because I did do the workshop. And so at the workshop, we did set up a couple of things. I did buy this flap here. I love this on my other plotters, so I made sure to definitely purchase this. So I went ahead and already added that. I already added this ring protector here, which protects the leather from it becoming too indented on the sides, on the outside. If you can see on the inside, it's got this beautiful blue indigo, and so I'm kind of imagining that this is the blue that it will show once this white wax recedes. So I can't wait for that. Let me kind of show you I have the navy blue also in my everyday carry, and this is my everyday carry navy blue. It is has gold on the sides, and it's very worn, as you can see. Like, I am not careful with this at all. I do not baby this. I use this every single day. It has my to-do lists, reminders, and such. But you can see just here the difference in colors. So it definitely won't be this dark navy blue color, because this is the navy blue, and then this is the indigo blue. So I was happy to see that when I got home, and was able to really compare it under the light. And so it's I just can imagine it's going to be a beauty once I do get it. So I'm so excited about that, watching it change over time. And so with this, we did do in the workshop, we did sort of a vision board. Now, some of these come with some of the different papers that I purchased. One of them being the 2mm grid, as well as I got some plain paper, and I did add some of it. So I added some of the grid here, and then here I added to-do lists, and I actually used this in the narrow size because I did like how it is different in size, and so it kind of gives you a little bit of a different view here. So I really liked that. And then this one was the plain plotter paper that I got, and the plotter paper is in this beautiful sort of cream ivory color. I do really like it. It's easy on the eyes, and this writes so beautifully on you know, fountain pen paper. I'm sorry, fountain pen friendly. It works very well with fountain pens, and I use my fountain pens quite a lot. And so to be able to use this paper, it just glides so smoothly on it, and I absolutely love it. It did come with this in the box, which shows what color it is. This is in a Japanese kanji, and so I imagine this says Shiranami, because my other plotters have the color as either navy or black or whatever the case may be. And it does say proudly handmade in Japan, with some of its other classic items. Now we did do a vision board. This was my vision board, so I definitely, you know, wanted to stay inspired, and they told us to focus on 3 things, and so I focused on, you know, staying inspired. I put familia, so I wanted to always have family in mind, and familia means family in Spanish. And I wanted the artistic aspect of it as well. And so part of the familia, this is my family here. And then I also wanted to make sure that, you know, I kept the artistic piece in mind. And so there is a picture right here of me and Job. He was part of the plotter workshop. He ran the workshop, and so I got to take a picture with him. And so that was really lovely. And of course, I went ahead and also did, of course, making sure that my planning is represented here. Of course, I had to represent Dromkels. That is one of my favorite stores here in Houston. And then here I have this washi tape from Esterbrook that says, "The right pen for the way you write," is what it says here. And then I have a little craft place. So yeah, just me trying to stay inspired. And so I did add this. I don't know if I'm going to keep it in here or not. This size was meant for the A5. However, like I said, I use my A5 for work, and I did not want to use this vision board for work because it's more for personal reasons. So I'm probably going to take this out. So just to start fresh, I will go ahead and remove this, put that to the side, and I'll probably be using that somewhere else. For some reason, I do like keeping these in here, so I'm going to go ahead and keep this in here. But for now, I am going to take these out. And then, for those of you who don't know, these are cut kind of indent here. And this is perfect because you can just clip it on and then pull it off and change it to whatever date that you're on or whatever date you want it to flip through. It has this awesome little indentation up here, like a bookmark, so it will stick out from the regular paper that you use. You can see here. So you're able to easily flip using one of these. So I would highly recommend, if you're getting a plotter, get one of these. These are really great, and it does have, you know, some metrics on here. I believe it might have millimeters, centimeters here on the side. Do not quote me on that. And it also has different millimeter points, which is really great if you want to see if a pen, like what the actual width of your pen is. So if you're writing with a 0.5, you know, you can actually put this over it and see if it is actually indeed a 0.5. There's other things that you can kind of use this for. I know for me, I have a couple of Mont Blanc fountain pens, and for those of you who don't know this, Mont Blanc does not usually put what size nibs are on their fountain pens. And so this is a really good measure of what size nibs are on there. So you can write a straight line and then put this over it and then kind of see what it falls under, whether, you know, it's a 0.5, something like a 0.7. And that will help you find out whether, you know, it's kind of a medium, fine, broad tip, or whatever the case may be. So some of the things that I did get that would fit into this that are not part of the Bible series is this card sized. So the card size is meant for the very smaller ones, but you can also really use it for, you know, making sure that you have different sizes inside here to make small notes to yourself, memos. I did get 2 of these, so because I do know that I will use these quite often and throw them away quite often as well. For the Bible, I got the plain. I also got the to-do list. All of these in the, actually, I'm sorry, no, these are the narrow size. So I got the narrow size for these so that they actually are a little bit shorter on size than the Bible. On this one, I also got the narrow size for my band lift because I didn't want the band sitting in on the side like my others. If you notice, like this one, it's really off to the side. So I wanted it a little bit more in the middle. So I got the narrow size so that when I do close it, it will be more in the middle versus over here on the side. So we'll see how that works. I might change it to a Bible size one, being that I got these and it might help protect it from bending too much if I use the actual size it's supposed to come with. I'm not sure because it'll probably would be right on the side if it's anything like my mini. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it works out. But for now, this is what I got. I got the to-do lists also in the Bible size. So I do have both sizes. So I have the Bible and the narrow. And you can kind of see here the difference in size between the Bible size paper and the narrow size paper. I, of course, had to get the project manager. This is a lifesaver for me. I really like this project manager system because you can really separate things, and it just helps somebody like me be able to manage myself a lot easier. I also got the plain in the Bible size, so you can see here I had the plain in the narrow, so I've got both. So sorry for the glare. I have both the narrow and the Bible size one. Here I have the 2mm grid, I have the 5mm dot grid, and then of course I did get the pen holder with lifter. So this will stick out, and it's to put a pen on the side. So one of the things about Plotter that I absolutely love is how customizable it is. You can customize this any way you like because of all of the inserts that you can buy with this. Now, I will tell you, however, that, you know, you do have to buy this separately, and you have to buy all of these inserts separately. So there is a cost to the type of customization that you're doing here because you do have to buy everything separately. But it's really great if you really like to customize your own thing to work for you versus you having to work around it, especially when it comes to planners. Now I will show you, this lays flat, so you know, you close it, it does leave a little bit of an opening there, which is why I got the band, but if you open it, it lays flat, completely flat. So that's one of the things that I really like about how flat it lays out. And I think these these silver edges really help with that even further by weighing it down slightly more than it would normally do. Another thing that it came with was this. This was kind of tucked in, and it does say here, you know, plotter, number 1, planner, organizer, strategist, number 2, tools to make drawings and designs, number 3, methodology for thinking, number 4, those who change the context, and number 5, tools for change makers. So this is really neat. I really like this, and like I said, I journal a lot, so this will probably be used for ephemera for me, but I'll put that here off to the side. So, what am I using this for? You know, like I said, I did buy this on a whim, so at the time I wasn't exactly sure what I was going to use it for, but it was going to be one or two things, between one or two things. One was going to be either my ink swatches, because I do have a massive amount of inks in my ink collection, as well as a load of samples that I have. The other thing that I thought about using it for was my expense management. So I actually think I am going to go with expense management because it is something that I have not done in the past. I do know that as I've gone through this journey of in the journaling community over the last few years, I think ever since COVID, really, I have really been into stationery and such, and planners and journaling more than I ever have. I've always been a stationery person, and I've always been sort of a notebook hoarder since I was probably a kid. And as I grew up, you know, I have my collection of hoarded notebooks, or either notebooks too precious to even open and use because they're just so beautiful. And I'm afraid that I can't get one anymore. But I went ahead and I really needed to manage my expenses more because this hobby can get quite pricey. And I think I kind of need to hold back a little bit on the spending here. But one of the ways is getting a little bit of an eye-opener by looking more at what expenses I have. I do want to kind of sort this out between, you know, needs, wants, savings, and then also track my spending habits, like what exactly I'm spending money on, because I don't really, I am more of an analog person. While I am pretty techie, I do love using apps. I love using, you know, my mobile banking and everything, but for some reason when it comes to spending, if I see it on paper and able to view and kind of categorize it myself, it just hits home a lot more. And so I think I need that, so I'm going to go ahead and set this up that way. So one of the great things about the plotter is its small rings. And so that stops you from really overfilling a binder like this. So it's very thin. It's not big, which makes it easy to carry. And so, excuse me, sorry. That was one of the reasons that I really went with plotter, was because I didn't want it to be bulky. You know, that's what I have my journals for. My journals are bulky. But these are meant to be more for like maybe one annual use or monthly uses. And then of course I can move things that I want to keep into a separate binder. But for now, I will go ahead and I will open the project manager. Because I do want to start with this first. I'm sorry for the glares that it's giving you. It's from the lighting that I have. But these project managers, for those of you who are not familiar with them, they are basically like dividers, but they close. So here it gives you some little instructions on how to use it. Of course, it's in Japanese, so I'd have to use Google Translate on it just to know exactly what it says, but it's pretty basic. You can figure that out. And then here it does say, you know, project, note, and then down at the bottom it says member, and it comes in all of these different colors, so you can choose the different colors that you want. And so first off, I think I'm going to choose the colors that I want. So you know, I think I really like this one first. It is this pretty fall color, which actually, happy first day of fall. Today is September 22nd that I'm filming and uploading this. So happy first day of fall. And I just think this goes perfectly with that. Also, this one, beige, is one of my favorite colors. This is like a beigey ivory type of color. It's not white. Other than that, I think, oh, it comes with another one like that. I love grays, so I think I'm going to go ahead and use the gray. And then, of course, with fall colors, I think I'll use the green as well. And I think that color palette will be perfectly fine. And so I'll put this up to the side. I think I'm only going to use 4 for now. And that way I can kind of do needs, wants, savings, and spending habits. I might change that up. Knowing myself, I will change that up in the future. And so I do have the plain, and I have the to-do list in the Bible size. And so, and then I also have the 5mm dot grid. This is a dot grid, so it's not grid. And then this one is an actual grid. So I really love the grids, so I know I'm definitely going to use the grids. So I have this one in the grid, which I've already taken out. So I think I will put that inside one of these. And so I have found that the easiest way is just to set up your project managers first, like so. And then that way, and it fits perfectly in here, so you can see. And this way you can just insert into the rings easily. So if you set up your project managers first, I think that's probably the best way. I do want up front probably what I will be jotting down, like my daily spending habits. So I probably will also want to include a couple of sidelines in this to-do list, maybe kind of to go through my to-dos of what I want to buy for the day or what I'm spending it for the day, and then kind of moving it over. But this way I have kind of 2 different sizes here, and so I have this size and this size, and I can easily switch from one to the other. So I have that one here, so I'll put that to the side. And then I do want some of the dot grid, and I'm going to kind of use different ones. And I'm sorry for the noise, for those of you who don't like that ASMR noise. I'm going to go ahead and open that up, and you can see the dot grid. You can see the small little dots that it has here. And the way these booklets are used is you can just pull them out. You pull them out rather easily, and so I just sort of just pull them out like so as I need them. And I like to pull them out from the middle so that it doesn't come apart too easily. This actual book, you can also use these books as standalones too. They work perfectly fine like that as well, and they lay completely flat. So that's another great thing you can use with these. So I am going to do a couple of these, a few of these actually. So I have this one. So this is my dot, and I'll just put that in this great one here. I have that. And then I do want to use some of the plain paper. So this one's just plain. It does have that one little diagonal line, and that one is good for if you want to put your date. You want to number your pages, whatever the case may be, you can use it for that. And I kind of like to separate them because since they are bound with glue inside the other notebooks, they tend to get stuck to each other. So I'm going to go ahead and put the plain here for now. I have the plain, and then I also have the 2mm grid that I want to use. So I will be taking out some of these 2mm ones. Like I said, they're so easy to take out. It really is. Just pulls out easily. And again, like I said, part of the plotter is not overfilling it. You don't want it to be too bulky. That's like the whole point of this, is to be able to minimize but yet still organize at the same time. And so I think those are all the ones I'm going to start with. I of course have my pen lifter, which I'll open that too. And again, I got this one in the narrow size. Oh no, I got this one in the, this is my pen one, so I actually have this one in the right size, and then this one is in the narrow size. Sorry about that, guys. And so I have the band lifter here. Alright, so I am using these here, and I do want to throw a couple of these into each one. These are just so cute. I can so see myself using this quite often. So I'm going to throw a couple of these probably in each one. And just a note, these are thicker than the normal plotter paper. So normal plotter paper is rather thin. It's very, very, very thin, like Bible paper thin. But these are thicker. These are much thicker. You can feel the difference immediately. And I like that. It gives it a little more substance, you know, especially if you're using them to kind of bookmark certain areas. So I think I'll use maybe 2 here at the bottom here. And then I will use, for now, I'll put 2 at the bottom of probably each one. 1 or 2, yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And you can choose to put it at the bottom or the top, whatever your preference is. I'm going to use 2 of these here. You just have to align the holes with it so that it goes in easily. And then this one, I already have 2 sizes in this one, so I'm just going to put 1 of these in here. Alright, and there we have it. And so this one with the 3 different sizes, because I've got this, this, and this, I'm going to put this at the very front. So I want this one to be at the front, so I'm going to put this on the left-hand side of my plotter. And then after that I have the grid ones, so I'm going to put the grid ones next. You just want to align them so that they go in easily while they're inside the project manager that I chose to put them in. And you don't have to use project managers. You know, if you like using those dividers, use dividers. You know, use whatever works best for you. You don't have to use these. That's the great thing about customization, is being able to use exactly what you want to use in your own items. And so I just prefer using these because I've really grown to like this system, and so I will use that. Next up, I'm going to use, I'll leave the plain ones for last. So I'm going to go ahead and put this ivory one next, which holds my grid paper. And more than likely what I will do is I'll probably be switching this up just over time as I see fit to what I'm actually using. And that's like the helpful part, is that because of the ring system, you can switch this up however you want. So if you find you don't like the system that you initially started it with and you want to change that, by all means, you certainly can. And you can change that rather easily. So I'm going to put that here. Okay. And so I do like to put this at the very back. So I am going to put the pen loop in first, so that the pen loop's at the very back. Then I'm going to put the band right over that. And then on this side, I will go ahead and put in the last project manager that I have here. And so there you have it. And then you just close it. And you have this setup. So I'm not sure whether I want this in the front or the back. I think on the other ones I have it in the front. So yeah, I might just put it like up here in the front also. So or actually no, I think I'll put it in towards the back area. So let me push these over, and I'll put these in the back at the bottom, or no, top, because it has the hole down here, so it has to be at the top. And then I'll just close that, and then I have this setup so far. And you know, like I said, you can use all of these other items however you like. And then I actually bought a pen for my plotter that I wanted to use. Oh, sorry for the noise, guys. I bought a pen for my plotter, and let me just go ahead and I'll add this in here for now. So I'm going to put it in the middle, and you just click it on here, and that easy. And you can see right up there, you can go easily to where you need to go. And so I kind of like the way this blue and green is looking next to each other. That looks pretty cool. And so the pen that I bought for this is a Pineider, and I will show you why I bought this particular pen. So as you can see, this is a pretty small. This is pretty small. So I wanted something that looked small and cute with it. So I got this Pineider. And the Pineider that I purchased is the Avatar Mini in gray zebra. with silver trim. And so Pineider comes with this beautiful embossed logo, just kind of with a little envelope with some information about it. It is an Italian brand. I believe it's Italian. Oh, yeah, so. And so this comes with it. I like this little envelope. I think I'll be using it probably in my journal sometime. And then the Pineider box is really neat. It looks kind of like an old writing desk, if you see that. But I will go ahead and show you exactly which one I got. Ta-da! Isn't that pretty? So pretty. And I just think it goes perfectly with this plotter. Whether the plotter is this color or whether it turns that darker blue, it just goes perfectly with it, along with the silver trim that it has. And so I purchased this from Drongles when the manufacturer of Pineider was there. So I actually got this at a fairly good deal. And this is not a fountain pen. It is a rollerball? No, ballpoint. It's a ballpoint pen. So I just got a regular ballpoint pen so that I can just throw it in my bag and not have to worry about whether it'll leak or anything. I love Pineider for its magnetic. You can hear that. And it works perfectly posted. Perfect size for me too. I absolutely love this pen. So anyways, this is going to be going here. And as you can see, it pretty much fits perfectly right there. Just going to move it to the side, and then this I will close. There we go. And I can put a charm or something here if I like to. I'm not sure if I will, just because I kind of like just that simple look to it. The black goes really well with this black here. But there you have it. My setup for my plotter Bible and the Shiranami leather cover with my silver corners and tags and everything. So this I am hoping to be able to use pretty often in the end of 2025 to track my expenses around now and the Christmas holidays, and then going into 2026. I'm hoping to really dive in and be able to really track my expenses and control them a little better. So first off, thank you if you stuck around this long. I know my videos can get pretty chatty. So thank you for anyone who's stuck around. If you want some more information, I can tell you on the plotter website, as of today, the plotter Bible size for the Shiranami is like $165 US. When I got these corners put in, I think it was maybe about $25 for them to put all of these in. So that was perfect. And so wanted to let you guys know, how much, in case you're interested in finding out how much these cost. So it is an investment, but let me tell you, it will last you for a lifetime. And so I will go ahead and finish here. If you liked this video or enjoy this type of content, don't forget to like and subscribe. And you can also follow me on Instagram at Arts at the Castle House. And thank you so much for listening and watching this setup with me. And I hope everybody has a great week. Bye.